Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to single-handedly show you how to one, create volume to your contracts. Easy. Thousands of wallets, the charts going up. Period. I'm going to show you within less than an hour, how to create a $1 million project. I'm going to show you how to make millions of dollars in Solana. And then I'm going to show you how to not pay any taxes on it and bring it back and pay yourself legally. Legally. You guys ready for this shit? I would like to introduce you to a few different things that I'm going to show you in this episode. I'm going to show you a bot on Telegram that a lot of people honestly like gate. To be completely frank and honest with you, I've seen countless videos. I'm not going to tell who the YouTubers or who the people on Twitter are, but consistently I see videos where they're doing drops and making astronomical profits, and for some fucking reason they like to blur out. I don't know why, but they like to blur out you know, the good sauce. They like to ligate that. In this episode, you're not going to get that. Nothing in this episode is going to be blurred out, which are going to be scenes for verbatim. Everything that's going to be displayed on the website is also going to be in tandem in the description. So just be aware of that. I'm going to definitely change your life if you give me at least an hour and 15 minutes of your time. I promise you're not going to be poor ever again. Link in the description. More education on the way. Let's fucking go.
Dad, we got a big problem.
All right, what is it?
One of our clients just made $8 million off of Trump coin. He's letting it sit in his wallet, and he's letting it sit there because he's afraid the IRS is going to break down his door and make him pay capital gains tax.
Damn, really? I missed the pump again. But that's cool. We can help him with the capital gains tax. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a 453 trust. We're going to put the asset in the trust, and then that's going to separate the gains from the client. And then the trust itself is going to sell the asset and then pay the client a lifetime income. And meanwhile, the original investment is growing inside the trust. It's phenomenal.
All right, cool. So I'll let him know we got him covered then.
Yeah, we got him covered. And tell him to send me the next meme coin that's about to blow up. I'm just asking for a friend.
5 filters. I would like to know which one they are most important, and probably like how to find good profitable wallets. Actually, I was connected like my whitelist wallet with G1 is like middle, let's say middle risk strategy.
Okay.
So now I have to find some wallets to copy trade. So
okay, yeah. So first thing first, there's a few different things we can do. Now, let me kind of break them down because there's multiple ways to cut a cake, so to speak. One thing essentially is, and I actually have a full-on video on this too, by the way. But one thing essentially, we can use Telegram bots that will allow us to essentially do two things. One bot will allow us to scrape in a whole bunch of Solana wallets by filter, and I'll happily show you my screen and kind of walk you through that process if you want to show that. But then after finding those wallets, we still need to essentially bring that batch, so to speak, to another Telegram bot. And that bot, what it does is essentially will go through each and every batch and determine the winnable weight, not only winnable profitable weight, but also determine the time frame these trades happen. So for example, if you're working with, like, for example, bundler bots, these trades usually are pretty fast. They might start up and then like how we did it within like 30, 40 seconds. And so it may not be advantageous to copy those guys because they're so sporadically, like, they're not. It's going to be easier for them to front run you and then basically to cut off you and not profit. So, however, what the bot does is it determines throughout the batch how many of those trades are long period trades on average. So, for example, and I'll show it to you once I share my screen. It'll show you like a particular wallet, and then after that shows you that particular wallet, you literally could scan it. Once you scan it, you might be able to find out that particular wallet has a 65% trading ratio, and the ratio is on average of 7 to 10 minute trades. So it means on average he's taking 8 9 minutes per trade to be able to bring in that type of ROI. So this is the type of information that you want, and you're gonna need two different things to do it. So let me first and foremost to share my screen, and then from there I can walk you through on how that to use it. And then beyond that, right? Beyond there's multiple ways to cut a cake, like I said. Beyond that, like another way to do it is simply through these things called alpha channels. Now, theoretically, I had that as well. The difference between alpha channels and the way we're doing it beforehand, the first one I'm going to show you is the first one essentially is you like almost in a way going out there and with a pan and looking for gold. You like are literally in the river, but you got the gold pan and you literally are doing it consistently and looking for gold, right? Whereas the other one is where you essentially are paying for like a monthly subscription, whether it be 2, 3, 4, whatever soul month it is. I have to figure out what it is, but there's literally a group that are literally in every single alpha channel. They already bought the subscriptions for them, and they're just syndicating all that information in real time to one central hub station. And so theoretically speaking, you could use that automatically right off the bat if you didn't want to have to go in every day look for wallets, because you got to do the grind work. I mean, I can essentially show you a very easy way to find them, but still you got to do the grind work in them to find them. Whereas the second way is, hey, I can spend 2, 3 SOL a month, no problem. Let me go ahead and just get everything syndicated to me, so I don't got to do the groundwork. I can just snipe from those actual Discord contracts.
Okay.
Would you prefer?
The second way, more easy way, for me is no.
In that case, let me show you. Let me do this for you. Actually, I'm going to send you this invite here so you can have access to it. I just sent it over to you. Let me know if you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so join there. Start verification. I am very cool with the owner, Ciso. I'm going to tell him right now, hey, I have a client that is going to sign up with you. He is on a one-on-one right now. His name
Adam
is
or whatever.
Sam.
Yes.
P111. P111. Okay. Perfect. So once you launch that, I want you to go to create a ticket, and I open a ticket right there on the right. It looks like it's I think 150 a month, and you basically,
subscribe.
Yeah.
Purchase a subscription. Okay.
Subscribe. And then from there, you're gonna open up the ticket. So go all the way to the top where the tickets are.
Yeah. Hello? Yeah.
And then now, what you want to do is just say, "Hey, this is Warren student. This you might want to add SISO. He's the owner."
What? One more time?
Oh, just type it at SISO. That's the owner. So at sign like email at.
Okay.
Add. I think it's like shift 2.
Shift 2.
The ad sign, like email ad sign.
Man, don't worry. Maybe you can text me the name that we don't lose.
You're here.
We don't lose it.
Text this is the sign I'm talking about. Right. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. That's what you need.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So add SISO when you in that group. Yeah, at
S
as a Sam. I as an igloo.
Okay. Maybe you can write me the name
Yeah.
of it.
I just add SISO
Thank
Put
you.
that in there.
Okay.
Add SIS. Just type it because they're looking for his name's Cisco.
Okay.
I just want to add him in there. Add SIS. There it is, right there. And enter. Perfect.
Okay. Then.
He'll go ahead and take care of you because I already notified him. So what's going to happen essentially is if you want, I'll be more than happy to show you my side of the screen so you could have a full understanding. Matter of fact, yeah. So let me share my screen with you real quick, okay?
Warren, let me ask you. Do you use PIP tools or Pumpit Pro tools with combination
Pumping?
with Osmo? No. I mean, yeah, Pumpit Pro, blacklist, whitelist, PIP tools. Do you use these tools?
Oh, Pump It Pro. Yeah. So I have a subscription with them. Yeah. They actually know what? They actually have their own scanners too. So like, if you go to Pump It and get into the blacklist, once you sign up, they give you access to their own personal scanners as well. So you could essentially scrape and scan that with Osmo as well. So that way you can snipe into those contracts. But those are for sure, of the ones that they're filtering are for sure, good when it comes to blacklist. Doesn't mean now this is the thing. All because it's not blacklisted doesn't mean it's not bundled. The people get it just means that you've have another layer of protection.
Because they have also like option to find the special wallets, by these parameters. So you understand me what I mean?
You said what now?
The Pumpit Pro have an option to find the special wallet by these parameters. What is in the screen? Yeah, but anyway, you recommend more to use this alpha hub. Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's just so much alpha in here. Matter of fact, I'm sharing my screen now. You see my screen?
Okay. Not yet. Yes.
So you see here, I have I'm in the like pro like the actual member. Once you actually get access, you're gonna see what I'm seeing, right? It's crazy. Like they got TG 60 win rate. So you for example, you don't gotta go ahead and look for the 60 win rates. They're already there, in here. So you can scan these. You can scan the 2 times 3 minutes. There's like a lot. There's Yay. There's freaking meta overviews. There's portion alpha, scanning chat, Vine calls, or these are like literally like KOLs that call stuff in their own personal Discord, like private groups that they pay for. So somehow they got access to them as well. Reporting them from the cold groups too before you get them. You got aggregators in here that essentially are scraping all the data into one particular group, so that way it scans like chats. We have major trading alerts, for example, are happening here. We have high risk gambles. There's literally DJ chats. There's freaking simple calls, bit calls. There's so much here. The list keeps going on and on. There's pump trenches, there's smart talk, there's RAM calls, Andries calls, all these freaking calls.
Okay.
And so basically, you would set up your Discord Trojan, my bad. Your Discord Osmo bot to essentially scrape a particular channel, and then using your prerequisites that you set up would determine, if it fired in or not. Now, if you had Pump It on, then theoretically it would also take that CA that it was looking into, and you have another layer of protection to find out even if there's a black list of wallet in these particular groups, But yeah, the list just keeps going on. I haven't even got to the bottom yet, man. It's like Jass's calls, Metage calls, crypto shitcoin calls, like alphas, Soul Decoder, There's all types of shit around here, man. Neo, yeah, it's crazy. Huge trades right here, fresh 1 hour aged, fresh. You ever wonder why when you bundle sometimes? Because you're currently on the other side. So we're having a conversation now that's literally depicting like everything opposite we've been talking about.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So now that you're on the other side here, not the dev side, you're on the trader side here. This is essentially how the snipers are finding the devs by simply, like, for example, you got a fresh wallet. Every time you do a fresh wallet, there's a 1 hour age will hit you. So that's why sometimes it's better to age your follow. Like, this is good for you to do this because that way you get to determine what you want to do. You'll be like, oh, okay, well, when I get to be the dev, when I age my wallets, I'll just simply wait 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours to drop because I don't want my shit coming up on the fresh 1 hour age or fresh five. So, you know what I'm saying? If in
Mhm.
case you have a plan on sending something, because really in reality, what happens is this: you go ahead, you create your project. The only thing that you're not doing in your situation when it comes to specifically deploying is the FOMO. Let me show you something real quick. Let me go to presents again. Let me go to stop presenting and share something else with you. I'm gonna share my Telegram, actually.
Mhm.
Let me go to Telegram here. Give me a second. Okie dokie. Let me know if you see Telegram. I'm gonna.
Yeah, yeah,
You got it?
yes.
All right, cool. So I'm currently having a conversation as we speak with this basically like bot owner who has a pretty recommendable bot. He's also pretty like pretty base and solid, like he's pretty legit.
Mhm.
Basically this is how this worked right here, man. So he was just showing me, like, for example, a project. If I'm not sure if you can see this here, but he was showing me a project that, you know, the particular clients were using. The buys appears as if they're organic Telegram buy bots. And essentially what happens is you pay, for example, let's just say hypothetically speaking, you pay like 3 Sol or something, right? And this is a test. If you pay like 3 Sol, they'll send like $100,000 worth of transactions to the project. But the way that works is, and this is for verbatim, he says this in verbatim here so you can see it, like literally from his mouth. Because I have asked questions that I know the community would want to know, so I just wanted to align you with what's going on. The questions I asked was like, how were they able to determine that, you know, this bot is not going to farm your own contract, right? And the question he asked for me, I mean, what he told me was what it does is this buy. I'm trying to find it real quick. Hold on a second. I literally just got off the line with him before I got on the call with you. Let's see here. We talk about. I'll go to search. I go to buy, sale. Okay. So I said, when it buys and sells, if buying and not buying, bump buying amounts, random volume amounts, leaves one token in. So I was asking basically, how does it essentially create holders, right?
Mhm.
So he was telling me that we're here. So basically, it buys random amount of around 1 Sol, let's say, right?
Mhm.
Good, because think about it. Like if you use a volume bot, which I know you have these things, but theoretically speaking, it's like someone giving you the tools but not giving you all the algorithm things in order to profit, because yes, you have the bot to create volume, but do you have all the necessary things to making sure they stick? Like what this thing is doing is their jobs are to basically bring volume in, take it out so that way they don't lose money, keep one or couple, you know, the minimum amount in, still stay in line with, like, you know, keeping consistency of IP address swaps if they need to do, you know, residential IP addresses, or if they need to create new wallets, or all that management behind the scenes that you don't have to freaking worry about. You know, it's being done on that level.
Mhm.
So basically, in a nutshell, what it's saying is the buys will appear as organic Telegram buys, and new buys from new holders, and the but leaves 0.000001 of the client's token to sustain the active holder. So theoretically, what's happening here is you drop your project, right? The project has a website. The project is aligned probably with Meta.
Yeah.
You buy your floor. You've seen this already. The only thing that you are missing is adding a volume bot to your situation that allows you to not have to worry about, like, all the things that the algorithm wants to rank you. Because even though you might have a volume bot, does not mean that you're going to be ranked, because it's like almost like someone giving you a basketball and saying, okay, shoot like Steph Curry. You know, even though you have the tool, doesn't mean you're going to use the tool as correctly as it should be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why you go with like tools like ChartUp. And then I have multiple different, videos on my Discord. Got people talking about it.
I check them. I was checking them. Also, I was check the. I think he was the owner of this company. He sounds like Russian, and
the owner, he's just a YouTuber that
okay, YouTuber. I got
one video, and then I've been talking to the source. Like I've been in the trenches talking to the source of the source. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah.
They're really cool based in this. What gets me is this: like, we're in a field, to be completely honest with you, where it's like really shady, right? Because of the whole developer back scenes. And to be completely frank with you, these guys, the first thing he said to me, because he first was like thinking like I was a scammer. He didn't know who I was for Adam. Like, he didn't, so I had to bug him for a bit. And at first, I'm being honest with you, I deleted the shill off my Telegram, my Discord, because I thought they were kind of shady, not responding. And then they were like, "Hey, sorry, we get a lot of messages every day. We didn't know, what was going on." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I know. I'm not asking for any money or nothing. Like, I just really want to tap in with you guys because, this is what we do." And so, obviously on his side, he's a programmer. He really wants to do the good thing. So he obviously wants to work for quote unquote good projects. And I guess we got to determine really in reality, what determines a good project from a bad project, really, because at the end of the day, all projects go to zero, right?
Yeah.
So I guess at the end of the day, the determination of that would be a project that literally just is fully controlled in supply, which is what we do, obviously, and dumps. I think the goal is the volume is the end result key to bringing in that charts on a long, consistent basis, because they're running for 6 hours regardless. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but for 6 hours regardless, the bot is running consistently, buy, sell, and in one sell, two sell, boom, one, and then literally consistently building FOMO, and people have no idea that you're just in cahoots with this particular volume bot.
Yeah, got you. That sounds amazing. I would
Sniper, to kind of come back into the sniper world real quick. Let me come back real quick with this. Let me share 1 second here. So in the sniper world, the thing about it is you do have simply the opportunity, and I'm not sure if they're going to add it completely with Osmo, but what snipers tend to do is, if they see a market cap, let's say it's around 9,000, and let's just say if the DEX is paid, another statistic I know you asked at the beginning of the session here, as far as what type of criteria we can look out for, and essentially, no matter what room we went to hook for, right? One of the criteria that I would recommend is that DEX is paid. Now, if you're specifically launching coins, and essentially, I'm sorry, if you're not launching, if you're essentially sniping into coins, and you also have, let's say, the pump it, activated on top of that, Cleopatra, you boom have a market cap filter. Let's say a particular 20 to maybe 50,000 market cap. Let's say hypothetically. Now the goal is to have all of these that are essentially coming to you, no matter what, have DEX ads paid, because theoretically what will happen is once it migrates, and as you know now, we're dealing with pump swap rather than what's it called? Pump fund. Radium, So there's now with snipers, it's a little interesting game, because back in the day, which is like literally a week ago, you used to be able to wait for the migration to happen and then basically kind of determine from that migration point if the contract was worth its while to basically ape into. But now it's simultaneously, it's like all the same one flow. So once it gets to a specific market cap on pump fund, it automatically migrates to pump swap. And I don't know if that's going to be a fair advantage or disadvantage, just for the fact that you don't have enough time at all to essentially determine whether it's a good. I would honestly, before you get Black Hat, I would determine honestly if they've done any changes with pump swap to make sure it's compatible yet, because all these things are happening really really soon, and the last thing you want to do is ape into a system that is not completely updated. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that was a big recommendation. But definitely Dex. Having Dex Pay would be a recommendation. They do have that available already in the what's it called, the Discord, the Alpha Hub Discord that you just like threw a ticket into. One of the rooms is called literally
Dex Pay.
or Docs. Yeah, yeah, Dex updated. Yeah, Dex ads.
Uh-huh.
I'll show you. Let me share my screen again over here. 1 second. Share Discord. Okay, and let me go back to your chat. Okay, so your chat is Discord. Stop presenting. Start and applications. Discord. Okay, now share. You see that?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is Dex updated, and this is
Mhm.
Dex ads, right? The great thing about Dex updated and Dex ads are two different things about them. Obviously, so Dex updated is the fact that the project once was literally a project on Pump Fund, and now is literally has paid for at least the marketing of it to show on Dex, which means that they have determined there could be possibly higher possibilities of sales because they want it to be uniformed. Now, anybody can do this now, right? You can literally buy the decks at $300. For 300, first of all, it's $299, $300 for it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And technically speaking, um, it obviously does make a project very attractable because they know that once it does migrates and on at that, not only migrates but it instant migrates on Palm Swap. You don't have to worry about oh shit, this thing looks like a dead token. They haven't paid for decks, so that's the good thing now. People are now buying into these. So if you go straight to this category here, it'd be good to kind of gauge. Now, doesn't mean it's going to send, obviously. It just allows you to understand that at least it's literally the uniform is ready to send if it gets to 60,000 plus. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dex ads are a little different. Dex ads is more so like we already are at uh, Pump Swap, and now we're simply just pushing the views to our project more so that we can get more FOMO buys. The same thing as I just showed you, specifically when it came to the ChartUp support. Sorry, the ChartUp.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, same thing, except for they're not providing any type of market manipulation. Technically speaking, market manipulation would due to the fact that you're adding holders and you're adding FOMO buys that necessarily don't really want your project because you're making it look like they do. Whereas Alpha Hub is showing you literally projects, whether they have FOMO or not. That's a whole other, I mean, whether they have fake buys or not, or volume or not, or market manipulation or not, that's a whole other subject. But the main thing is that the ads are paid, so that way theoretically they're going to get organic buys anyways from Dex specifically. So, I mean, honestly speaking, if you're a betting man, you would pay $300 for your project. Like I would like basically bundle. Like if you, I mean, depending on what you're talking about, if you're sniping or bundling. If you're sniping, you basically look at these off for verbatim. The ads in the updated section would be a great place to start.
Look, I I really like to be bundler. Okay, I buy shitload of I don't know, programs and study materials and stuff like that. And we was talking, last time about bundling, and we came to the point where is like, because I was interested about volume bot, and you tell me like, forget about volume bot if you don't have built community. If you don't have community, it's no sense.
And
So then
on top of the volume bot doesn't work really well at all if you're
yeah. Then I start digging. Then I start, then I start to searching, to buy some calls accounts on X. I didn't buy yet and any of account, but I will check. So basically, yeah, I like to create tokens. I like to create website. I like to you even give me contact for your group. these Africans guys who take care about Telegram, So basically, I have everything ready. But also I have in my computer Osmo, and I was thinking, if I'm not still now available to build, my own community, I will look, how to snipe, how to search wallets and stuff like that. So
I think that honestly,
difficult.
like the community thing, I think is the easiest as hell. I think you're over complicating it. Let me show you. I can show you right now, literally how to get like 60 to 100 people in community within less than an hour, 2 hours, like right now.
Mhm.
And if you like literally, I'm gonna show you right. I'm gonna show you a couple of things. So first, I'll show. You see my screen, so I'm gonna walk you through that. And once I walk you through that, we'll go back into the whole conversation when it comes to specifically volume. In regards to like that, let me kind of go into. Let me go into volume, and then I'll go into that. So first, the thing is volume is that the CTO thing when it comes to specifically having the bot on your computer. If you are not knowing what you're doing, specifically just having it is not going to be good because you're just going to waste a lot of money. I was saying community helps out with build that organically, but however, you could use, like I said, ideas like ChartUp and things like that because technically they are at that point kind of like working like Vortex. Like you familiar with Vortex, right?
Yeah, I have them.
Yeah.
In
Same thing. The difference, the difference between Vortex and, for example, Penguin. Penguin allows you to have the full software to your discretion, and then you have your own VPS, you have your own nodes, so everything's privatized, security, and all that. Whereas Vortex, they kind of to do all that for you. They have the node, they have pretty much everything kind of centralized, so that way it makes your job easier. But there's pros and cons to things. Same thing when it comes to the volume bot. Like I didn't get into detail with you because I knew you had so many sessions, but I was like, oh, we'll eventually get into it once I actually vet them and I have a few people that I've already used them. Now that I've actually have few people use them and they've actually, it's a now working case study, I can actually talk to you about it as far as, having a volume situation, but handled from somebody else. That's only because the only reason why I would recommend that is because they have literally 100% knowing what they're doing. They know how to organically do this, how to do buy trades or something slow. The computers won't slow and mess up on you. It's literally a consistent like grind of just literally like paying Google ads almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's basically like paying Google ads for crypto.
Yeah.
But that aligned with Dex ads. So ideally, what would happen is you would basically buy your floor. And no matter what you use, whether it be Vortex or Penguin, or even if it was Solana scripts, no matter what you do, you buy your floor at multiple different wallets. So that's something you've seasoned yourself with, you're good at. Now it's a matter of fact of tying in not only the volume, but also whatever you're putting out to be in line with what's going on in the meta. Now, let me show you something real quick. Let me share my screen here to stop share. Let me go to this present now. Let me go to this one over here. Go share. And I'm going to go to that one over here too. We'll cook up a little something real quick. I'm going to show you some stuff. I think what you were using, if I'm not mistaken, last time is you were using my website developer, right? My website builder.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show you this. I know that things change so rapidly in this space, so what I want to do right now is I want to show you something that's a little bit more powerful because honestly, that thing's cool, but if you really want to bring in some buys and stuff, you're gonna do some cool stuff here that's a little bit more advanced, but it works because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't want to say it because it is what it is. I'm just gonna be completely honest, but what I'll do sometimes is I'll jump in, pump, and I'll literally look for trades myself. And I'm not necessarily looking for trades because I'm like, oh, I'm an avid trader type shit. I'm looking to be fooled. If it could fool me, then I found I can basically like take that project, dissect it down into small bits and pieces, right? And then basically teach and essentially redo that easily,
Uh-huh.
What I want to do is I want to show you real quick a project that fooled me the other day. And I did talk about this on another YouTube episode, but I figure we can just go ahead and talk about it now. So let me just open that. You see Neil Bullock's, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go to my portfolio here, and I'm gonna go to this project called Rooted. So, this project here, Rugged, obviously. Now, it was like sitting at 70, 80,000 market cap as you see the green candles going up,
Yeah.
right? This is ChartUp, right? This is
Yeah.
so you buy it with your wallets, and then ChartUp does its thing. So essentially, provides an organic way for you to essentially hold a position, but still make it look like people are very want it. But in reality, these one buy sales. It's funny when it's funny. It's crazy actually because think about it. When you set up your volume bot on your end, you're setting up specifically, and you generated 100 wallets. I believe you've done it before, right? I think I've seen you do it before, right?
Yeah.
The difference is, guess what they're doing? They got 8,000 wallets, right?
That's crazy.
They got 8,000 exactly. So imagine nobody in the freaking world can count one soul going out and not 0.98 going out, and then leaving that 0.1, and then another one soul going in from a whole nother wallet. After you ran out 100 wallets on your machine, you're out. And you're just going rinsing and repeating that 100. So eventually the cycle gets to the point where people are like, no, this guy's farming. So that's why I'm like, oh man, if you have the capacity to do it and you know how to do it, then cool. But you might as well pay someone to do that, and then they provide their own liquidity to basically run it up, because the fact that they're running with, just like how I showed you with the VPS, the reason why you went from LAN to a VPS is because you realized your LAN was running at what was speed was it 4, 5, 600 speed or something like that download, and then we went to a VPS, boom, now we're working at 3,000, 4,000 up and down to be able to do fast buy and sell transactions. The same thing with that goes towards the mind state when it comes to these volume. You can do it locally. You have 100 to work with. That is still a lot, but is it a lot compared to 8,000 if you're gonna just like this is what happens. So you get charts like this. So I jumped into this shit, and I didn't know he was a ChartUp client until after the fact, but I jumped into it, and I was literally sitting at like 72,000, and I was like, oh shit, this might go up, whatever. And the reason why I was quote unquote bullish, and this is what you want people to be, bullish, right? There's a few things. The few things that needs to happen is, let's go to the website. Hopefully they didn't take it down because I like the case study. Good. So, first of all, my website generator is not going to create you something like this, right? If you want to be able to create something like this on the fly, on the go, real fast, I'm gonna have to teach you real quickly another method on what to do be able to do so. And it's easy to do, and you don't gotta worry about too much mechanics. You're still gonna use vo.dev, like I think you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but I want to show you how to cook something up very easy like this, and that way when people come to it, first of all, it's a .com, so people are thinking to themselves, oh, it's a .com, so it can't be a rug. So then you want to give them that presumptual, and then second thing is that obviously you got like meta here that is moving. So basically I have 4 different tabs up here. I have this tab here that is basically called reeve.art. And I need you to save this, or if you go to my Discord, you can literally go into since you're a member, you can go in there and you can use it. It's free. Just go to the member section, and you can see it there. But this one is very interesting because most of these AI generators have filters. So for example, when I say they have filters, if I, let's say, typed in an AI generator like Trump, right, or not Trump. Let's say if I typed in like, oh yeah, Trump. I could do Trump. If I did Trump and and Elon like in bed together or something like that, it won't work because it's trying to filter out negative type of like sensitive images.
Yeah.
It came out. It is the only one that I know of that is fully defiable. Let me show you some of the information that's coming out of this thing. And each night, the meta was Hippo, Trump, and so I put them together. Look at this. I have literally Trump here, and it looks really real. Like this right here, this generator is making people define what the fuck AI is all about, because Trump, most of these Trumps, they look so AI generated and shit, but the ones I'm generating, like, look at this.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right? The image alone has weight and value, and look at this. You think that's crazy? Check this out. Watch this.
Let's see.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're laughing, but look, Imagine if you saw this on Pump Fun. And check this out. I got another one. Look at this one. This is hilarious. Look at that. You know, imagine you able to boom pick up a simple website. And we can even and do a video emotion. So what we do is we basically cook up the stills here through this Reeve. Once we go to Reeve, we go to Kriya. Kriya allows us to simply grab, because it actually, Kriya, what it does is it has essentially every single video editor or video animator AI that's basically a popping to at your fingertips. You don't have to go to one place for all the stations for like $49 basically. And so essentially you can grab an image, right? So let me go ahead and reload this real quick. And I can go ahead and grab an image. So I'll grab actually, let me go ahead and go to generate, and I'll do video. Yeah, I'll do video. And then I'll start frame, click on that. And if I hit the start frame, and then let's go to like that one of Kanye and Hitler basically in bed. And then I can go to model, and I have all my models right here as far as you know, from Ray to Runway, Clean, you know, every single AI tool that you could think of, I can cook up with. And from that point on, I can even do a 4-minute peak of clip right here. It says up to 4 minutes. Boom. So this is how these guys are essentially going ahead, and they could easily create an image like this and create an animation to them by generating them through AI generatives. So you know, you take about 9 or 10 still frames, and you can even use Rave to create what's it called, cartoons as well. The best way to do it is using ChatGTP. So if you use ChatGTP by going to what's it called, go to here, ChatGTP. You ever use ChatGTP before?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So ChatGTP, what I do is this. I like to train ChatGTP to help you to master things that you don't have to master. For example, I say, become a full master at prompting website for meme coins on Solana with the website lovable.dev. Every time I give you a idea, send me a very large, detailed prompt for it. And then it's gonna say, "Okay, master." You know what I'm saying? It's gonna say like, "Okay." It's thinking for a second, and then as memory updated, got it. I'm logged in as your personal lovable.dev prompt machine. You know, and this is part of the basically the steps here to essentially now literally give you a master prompter. So now I got that, and like let's say I go to my meta, how I showed you earlier, and I'm saying, okay, what's popping now? And now I see, okay, freaking dogs are popping or something, or like, Trump is popping again or whatever, right? So if I know Trump and Hippo, like last night was popping, right? Then I'll be like, all right, cool. What I'm gonna do right now is I want to create a website for Trump and Hippo meta on Solana Pump Fun. Boom. So instead of like creating like the actual website code right now, we've gave it directions to become a master prompter. So it knows already preassumptively to specifically only give me output information that is specifically only for prompting. So now I don't got to pay nobody and all this stuff. This is very valuable information I can copy and paste into Lovable, literally. And then it literally does a job for me. So now watch this shit. I'll copy this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the prompt. And I'll go ahead up here and I'll go to project, copy it. Bam. And now I'll go back to Lovable, right? So let me go to the Lovable. This is where I cook up the actual website. Lovable. And check this out. Just before I drop this into the link, I want to show you something I cooked for a student the other day. Literally, we were on a call, and he just like gave me an idea, and I cooked this up literally in less than like 2 minutes. So I want to show you the difference between like the generator that I was using, the one I created on the site compared to what's here. or which could be here for your at your discretion. Look at this. This is like a whole other ball game here. It's got
Wow.
flying money, flying off the ceiling. It's all generated, by the way. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Let me open up a little better for you to see it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Look at this. It's got a tokenomic chart. Look at the chart. And day 7, day 4, it made all this shit. Live trading, market cap, trading volume, our master plan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Buy now, it's ready. Contract address. It looks like someone took like a good time to because 9 times out of 10 you're really competing with all the other bullshit, which is a lot more bullshit than actual people doing this right now. So imagine now you got your meta. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna actually create that meta like we said. So we're gonna go back to Lovable. I have it pasted the prompt. I'm gonna paste that in here. We're gonna create a little Trump hippo meta. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So boom, we just pasted it there. This is literally came from ChatGTP, right? So now we have this information that's cooking up. So we're gonna wait for a second for it to finalize and do its thing. So now it's cooking up. It's building literally the website. And honestly, it's funny because by doing this compared to literally typing in like Lovable, create me a website for blah 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 blah, and then it doing a thing, it has to rethink and just have a whole general thing. But by having a prompt of so sophisticated and so detailed, it literally is going to cook up a very fabulous situation. I made a freaking I literally just off the subject, I made a client's website the other day, literally in like 5 minutes, and it was for an electrician in town, and it literally he wanted a website that looked like Tesla, and so I was like, for sure, and I just made a Tesla site within like literally 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
That's so cool. That's really cool.
This is gonna give you a better leverage. So now, because what happens is you can use that website tool thing, like I told you, but it's really for normies. You don't want to continue using that. People are not gonna really think that's a real project. And when you actually come to this world, though, and you start doing this, and then you have literally your 4 tools in your hand. You got Reeve for your image creation. You got Crea for your image animation. You have Lovable for your website generative, and you have ChatGTP for your prompter engineer. You have everything now in your discretion to win. And now once you have these marketing materials actually baked in and created, the only thing you need to do is grab your position with the actual software that you have, whether it be Vortex, Penguin, or whether it be Solana scripts, and then the last step is adding that volume, but not any type of weak 100 volume. I don't want to call it weak, respectfully, but I'm talking about 4, 9, 7, 9,000 transactions that all come out to be like at the end of the day, like, 600 holders. This is what brings projects to astronomical market caps, and 9 times out of 10 people are not doing. Now, what you're seeing here, by the way, is this thing is still cooking up the website as I'm talking right now. Literally, this is crazy. So it's cooking up as we go. I cannot wait to see what this looks like. It's still going. I'll go all the way to the very bottom to see just the more. Yeah, see, it's generating at the moment.
Yeah, I really love this part. When it's coding by himself.
It's like a Tesla.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah, it's going by itself. And the great thing about it is, it literally lives on its own hosting, right? So once you publish the data, it literally lives on, Voiceoy or whatever it's called, or you can literally hook up a domain and then have multiple different websites running, simultaneously, It's a whole nother ball game in 2025 moving forward. You don't have to do any type of third party at all. And matter of fact, the next step would be obviously just creating like a small Telegram community, like this, not even a community, but it's really just a page, really. And from that matter, having a page attached with a website to this degree, along with actual volume, and there's reasoning behind the volume because the meta actually is trending to that anyways, then it's just a win-win situation. Because as you can see, this thing is taking a little time to cook up, but a regular person, right? Just come on, think about it. Like, most people are not thinking like computers are coding for us. So a regular person would literally take days upon weeks maybe to make this, you know,
Yeah.
if there was a template or not. Like, you still creates time to add content unless you're AI.
Yeah. Yeah. Got you.
So what we're gonna do is, after this is done cooking up, we're gonna go directly into Reeve again, and we'll literally go into it and download a couple images, and from here we'll literally go from that and then go back to vo.dev, because vo.dev allows us to actually add the images and save them as like a pathway. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download these images, I'm gonna bring them into vo.dev, upload them, and then basically tell vo.dev to spit out to me like all the images in the file directory, so that way that I can see them as like I could copy and paste it, and basically copy that. You'll see in a second, but I copy that, I bring it back to Lovable, and then I paste that in, and Lovable then does its final touch up after it gives me the website. But right now, Lovable will just cook up. There it is. Here's the meme. It's just, I mean, the site it cooked me for Trump. Make crypto great again. Trump hippo. About Trump hippo. And right now it doesn't have images because it's waiting for those images to send it. But this is the dope ass. It's a site. It's a tight. It's a phase 1, phase 3. Like, it's legitly looks like it could go. So this is a lot different, bro. Like, this is a lot different. Look at that. We got a market up here, 3.9.8%. Like, this is a lot different than just using my fucking old school website generator. You know what I'm saying? And now you look like damn, latest tweets from blah blah blah. Like, damn, you look like a project. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people hit this shit, they're used to seeing nothing. They're not used to seeing this and then matching with that, and now you got volume coming in all nowhere, all the holders. You see how this is kind of alluding to a big drop right here. I mean, it doesn't allude to the droppers because they're degens. They fully FOMO into it. And why wouldn't you? Like, you got the whole tokenomics roadmap. You got a freaking thing buy now here. Like, this is a phenomenal, no? And then all you would need essentially is what? The images. All you gotta have is bring the images in line that. And so what I do now is I could go to here, and I'm gonna go to download. So what's gonna do is it's gonna download each and every individual image I want. So let's just grab a few for this website. Turn it download, and I'll even give this to you if you want. You can use this for your meme if you want to send this, you know, as a project. You would a bundle. It's on the house. And this, look at this kid. This dude, Trump is wearing like these boots, bro. Because the body's proportion as fuck. This is fucking standard. Like, bro, I'm on the internet like Trencher Radar, and what happened was I'd be following these like executive AI companies like galore, and like this one came out in the trenches last night, and I was like, oh shit, grabbing that. No, and as everyone has their case study of usage and why they use them, and we're in this space for a different reason, and we know what we're going to use it for. I saw Trump, Meta, and then I'm like, oh shit! If you can now, like we're in the hands of, we got a good image to sell now. This is a perfect image to sell. And we have to bring the image now to a way where even if it does quote unquote like rug, it's so bullish that the people will want to take over the entire project by us basically keeping the website up. That's just the underlining handshake you do to these investors. It's like, you know what? You came in. If you want to like really be bullish and really hold, fine. Come in, CTO it, repay Dex. You know, the website will stay up, and then you can continue to cook off and have someone else. Basically, how it works is someone else is a CTO artist will now come in and literally try to recode a new website, but they have literally something that's basic because everyone's essentially attached themselves to it because they are now forced to stay in line with it, you know? So now we got a nice amount of images now. I'm going to go ahead and I think grab these and put them on the website. Let's see here. Let's go to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got a nice size. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go to vo.dev because this is how we're gonna easily drop these into the internet. For some reason, Lovable doesn't allow us to add images like that. It might now, but I don't know. I'll try it. But anyways, let me go back here, grab these images. So here, Alrighty, and here we are. Got the images. Let me just drag them in there. It's a pretty simple thing. Just drag them like that. They upload, and you say, "Give me the file path of these so I can easily copy them." Right? That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
then you just let them upload real quick. So they upload. And then once they upload, it'll allow me to actually hit this go button, so it'll essentially upload. I'll come back here, I'll paste that, and I'll say, do me a favor and add these images to the website, but make them very proportionate and minimalist and nice. And so its job is to go through it and find the best ways to essentially make this, boom. I can even say, add borders, blah blah blah. I could
Mm-hmm.
just, if I want, I could just to make it more professional. I'll go to my prompter and I say, hey, I want to add some images, blah blah blah. I have 6 images. Give a prompt, and then it'll prompt me a beautiful way to add to that lovable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because we got a template right now, and the template just needs images and the CA, and then upload it, and boom, we're good, right?
Yeah.
It's also mobile responsive, by the way. I'm not sure if
Mm-hmm.
you've seen this, but it also has fades too. It's very like responsive. There's fading in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like subtle shadows like on
Yeah.
so there's like very unique unisync. There's tokenomics. So when people start to quote unquote invest and shit, they don't know where the fuck the money is coming from, but they see a project and they see FOMO coming in from multiple different holders, over 100 now. They're like, fuck, what the fuck is this shit,
Mm-hmm.
And then they just fucking degenerate. Because they have no choice to, because it's like too good to be true in a sense, and
Yeah.
they want to get in before they're like fuck. Um, and so now look at this. There's so much information here. This is called diamond hand holding information, because all they're doing is buying into position in this reading, and then they're just getting happy and happy because like, oh my god, if I got the project, this is it. This is the one. You know, like there's no way this could be this is no way this is a fucking scam. There's no way. And
Yeah.
next thing you know it, boom. And so let's check this out. We got the images now. It says, okay, give me them. Okay, I got one more image to go. I'm gonna let this one load up. And yeah, so this is uploading right now. Got one more to go. We're gonna have that up there. I'm really excited to see how this is gonna look. Full screen. All right. Come on, last one. In the meanwhile, what I'll do is, oh yeah, no, I'll wait. I'll wait for this one to finish uploading. But yeah, man, what are you thinking so far? Let's get your input.
That's crazy. Maybe do you see that project? I don't know how it's called. I think like Perez season, and it's about like really fat black millionaires, and around that
Yeah, yeah, I seen it.
is
I
white
got it at
chicks,
300,000.
models. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I put 25 soul in at 300K, bro. I'm up like fucking 600K on that bitch. I swear. I, um, no, I did that shit on a whim though, but I knew that shit was gonna send because the Twitter algo literally was telling me like you don't get these type of projects. The algo, it's hard to fuck with the algo like that. Like it's one thing to market manipulate, but the Twitter manipulate is a whole other subject. I do know how to do that, but that's a whole other even conversation. But but yeah, like when I saw that, I was like, oh, 300K, duh, 50 sold right there, bam.
That's crazy. But I was like wondering how they do it. Such a good
Same thing.
AI
Same
videos.
exact thing. Literally, Kriya. You start that start image, right? You can literally do the same thing here. Matter of fact, so let me go back here real quick, and I'll show you real quick. We'll create a little fat nigga, basically. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why this is taking so long to upload, so I'm just gonna close this one.
Uh-huh.
Let's see here. Huh? Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead and close, and let's see, enter. Well, let me just re-upload this. I guess it might have timed out that last one. Oh, It's still there. Okay, so I guess it's still uploading though. I don't know. Let me wait for that to upload. In the meanwhile, Reeve. Okay, so yeah, I was doing that last night. I was trying to do the fat these fat Asians with the afros. So this is how you do it. You started off with still images, right? And
With Vivo, yeah.
this is how they're started off exactly. And then what you do is you basically would bring this into Kriya. Kriya will allow you to do a start image, and then you would tell the Kriya like man is like jumping off a plane or into a water sea or blah blah blah, and then it literally will animate that into a real life like AI thing. And then from that point on, they're not doing any lip syncing. They're just doing storytelling. So really, it's just a voiceover behind the scenes with music playing while that's happening, and that's it. That's literally all that's happening. Um, and I'm going to teach this like I'm doing now for verbatim over and over how to do things like that. So that way people are aware how to cook. That's just like
Yeah,
on the website, we're cooking with the meme.
yeah.
These like these like for example, you have these things called interpolate images, for example. And you see right here, there's an example where the guy goes, the camera goes into the house and goes into there's so much stuff you can do with AI. It's amazing, but it's just a matter of just of an understanding of what to do and how to do it.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, with that being said, let me just go back into that thing real quick here. 1 second. Right, let's see here. Doom and bam. All right, let me see what's going on with this. It looks like the last one is having trouble uploading. I wanted to show you. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so it says give me the file path directories of the uploaded images. Send. All right, cool. So that's uploaded, and now it should give me the file path. So we'll just wait for that now.
Hmm.
All right, cool. So it's giving me the file paths. Now what I'll simply do is once it's done, I'm gonna go ahead and copy this, and what I'm doing now, bam, copy. I'm gonna go into first my chat GTTP because that is
Yeah.
my master prompter. I'll say add this as we'll add the following images to my site the best way you can. Bam, paste in that, send that. And then boom, he's gonna give me a prompt with those particular URL information. I could copy right that to Lovable. And again, you could technically do this with Lovable already, but it's great when you have to have a master prompter already at your fingertips. That's why I was so funny when it was funny because when people were in 2023 when this started really hitting really strong, they're talking about that prompt engineers are gonna be the new job. I was like, no, they're not. All you're gonna do is freaking teach a prompter to prompt itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? They're like, yeah, this is gonna be the new job, $100,000. Humans are gonna be like, no, it's not. They're gonna prompt themselves. Stop it. So, yeah, right now it's prompting us to have specific set images, and it's telling it where to put it. And we're gonna go ahead and copy that because this hyperlink, as you can see, is internally in there. So once we copy the hyperlink, will be also attached with the actual prompt. So we're gonna do that. It's giving us a supply and everything. And yeah, once that, I think there was 6 or 7 images though, but this is gonna be great. So we're gonna have more phases. It's just gonna look a little bit more customized. So now, no matter what, people are gonna start to essentially clone. Like that, ideally, that's what happens. Like when you get to this point, when you're cooking this point, and we're cooking fast though, but within an hour or less, you could cook up something pretty fast to the point where it looks like people are gonna clone it over and over and over, and that's a good thing for you because you know that you're bringing projects that people are gonna want to try to profit off of. So yeah, now I got everything ready to rock and roll. I'll copy that and I'll go back into Lovable now, and I can just simply paste, and I'll hit go, boom, and so now it's done all the work for me. So that way, all the prompting is literally done internally, and even the imagery that I added to VO is done. So I don't got to tell where to go or how to go. It literally will, boom, Tesla. And now, and at that point, you're pretty much done. All you have to do really is just like drop your coin, or if you have Penguin, you can literally just create a CA. Now it's gotten to the point with Penguin tools, though. You can like create the CA. You can do a schedule, and then already have the CA already ready, rocking and rolling in the website. The scheduling is ready to rock and roll on the Penguin to grab the position. So literally, the CA is already probably on the internet on the website before even the CA even drops.
Yeah.
And yeah, you already probably have Twitter already ready to rock and roll too, and then probably says the launch is live when really it's not. And pretty much all you're ready to do is grab your position, and then once you grab your positions, the second thing you do is just fucking launch the volume bot coin on that's the TG, and then just sit back because it literally runs for 6 hours and it's doing like 4 or 5 thousand different wallets. That's literally it.
And it's even and it's even like it's for the 3 Sol. It's test mode. Yeah, you said, and it's running 6 hours.
No, the test mode I think it runs for 2 or 3 hours, but the 9 Sol one's for about I believe 6 to 8 hours. I check the website, but
I will check. Definitely.
There's also there's Orbits and there's ChartUp. Both of them basically the same price. They're not any different. Well, they're just different companies. But if you wanted to look at a competitor, Orbits is another one. But I have the same information in the Discord for everybody else for that too.
Yeah, okay. Then Warren, we are like 7 minutes like after the time. then I really want to say to you big thank you that you find the time, that you show me again the new stuffs.
Oh yeah, I'm not done yet. I'm still cooking up for you.
Okay. Then
yeah, I'm not quite done yet. I just wanted to kind of open up the room just so you could ask questions, because currently as we speak we just pasted the prompt of the ChatGPT into Lovable, and it literally as we speak right now it says, I'll help you integrate those 7 Solana themed Trump hippo images into your website. Let's enhance the site structure according to the specifications. So literally the prompter gave it professional instructions that already was integrated with that actual previous prompt. So at the moment, as we speak, it's literally cooking them in. So I want to give you like a full-on testimony so you can see all the custom images in there. I could publish it for you. We could even submit it to whatever website. But now you literally have a full-on project now. The great thing about Trump and the great thing about hippos is they usually stay up on the meta board as far as like, being senders, especially since Trump is the president of the United States, So this project could literally go. And I might, to the point, start cooking up projects for people left and right. Here we go.
Wow.
It clicks open like that. It also is mobile responsive, as you can see here. Also, there's a picture right here. Look at that. Big ass Trump, the campaign trail. Look at that.
That's crazy.
Look at this. How to buy Trump hippo. Well, this is the funniest fuck. African clothes in the middle of Africa with the kids with hippo. That's fucking funny. The birth of Trump hippo. You know what I'm saying? And so, boom, you got a coin there. Buy now and pump fund. Read the white paper. The white paper's all the way down there. In fact, someone would think this took a lot of time to make, man.
Yeah.
You got a newsletter. It looks like the president himself fucking dropped the coin. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and publish this. Okay.
Yeah, you are in Lovable.
Publish it so that way you can take over it.
It works same like
you can basically get a Lovable account, and I'll make it so the way I can do it, because this is how it works. If you people could cook up for you, I'm gonna start cooking up for my community as well, and start creating projects on the low. You guys can just buy them for like 1 Sol from me if you want, and I can just cook them up all day long. But what I'll do is I'll create the project, and then what I'll do is I'll make sure the badge is public. So I'll show the Lovable badge. What that means is when you see the actual project in the front end, and let me kind of give you a tour here. So we'll go to the front now, and I'll send this link to you as well, so you have access to this from your side. All right, boom, paste. Now you have access to the site, but what I'll do is, you see where it says on the bottom right, edit with Lovable? because I have given you access to this link and I've also left that button open, as long as you have a Lovable account, you can hit edit with Lovable and you can copy it and just bring it into your account. That's how it works. Like I'm able to literally give it to you. Now I'm gonna start basically slanging these things though, high key. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, I'm thinking about it like, yo, like I could just be sitting there like looking at metas, creating fucking products all day, and all you gotta do is take it and run with it. And so this is sometimes the hard part that people don't want to do, to be honest with you. You know, so now you got a full on fucking website, a full on Trump meta, fucking full on AI, you know, a coin, tokenomics, a beautiful website at that. You know, there's transparency here. There's shadows. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, it's better than this. And then all you got to do to make it even better, just to make sure, because I realized when I did send that to you, it does say Lovable generated project, this, et cetera, et cetera. I do a metadata description, so I'll change the metadata so that way when you send it to other people, eventually it'll have the actual Trump as the image, the description says Trump. It literally is solidified as a full-on website rather than coming from a generated, you know, AI website. But again, this is just to show you the walking example from A to Z, how to literally cook up something to this magnitude, to the point where now you drop this shit. All you need is literally 30 soul, 29 soul of it could go to volume, 20 soul can go to your grabbing your position. You sit back the other 9 soul, 6 hours of wait, and you determine when you want to pull that trigger. Because now everything is aligned.
Okay, buddy. I will gonna do exactly the same steps right now, and we will see. I will definitely let you know about my success.
Absolutely. You're gonna have a lot of success with it, especially using ChartUp. So let me know any questions with it. I have literally the CEO on standby. That's the great thing about being in this space, being docs, that these guys are literally at my fingertips. So if you have any question whatsoever, you let me know, and I'll definitely help you as much as possible to get you the questions you need answered.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Great again.
Thank you. And have a good day.
Brother, we cooked up a $1 million project.
Let's do it.
Have a good day now.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.